Hi. No videos for the last 2 weeks. Let's address the elephants in the room first. It wasn't that I had fallen off a cliff. I had fallen. The mighty have fallen. I'm not mighty. It was not that I had fallen off the bandwagon that I was trying to get on. It was mostly that I made a commitment that I could not back out of. And it was, yeah, I had to go to my college and attend a conference in week one. Week two, I was helping an old professor, and the task I'd taken on took far more than I'd anticipated out of me. So I just could not do anything apart from focus on that task. I have to remind everyone that if I do overcommit myself into a hobby, into a anything really, I still have the 9 to 5, 9:30 to 6:30 commitment with my job. So I could not escape that. And I barely had any time to help my professor as it was, let alone read anything. So this is a confession that February was poor, like poorer than poor, poorer than any month so far should be. Like this is the second month of the year. I should have still be a bit more vigilant on how I was reading. I have only finished a single book in February. The second book that I had started in February was only 100 pages long, and I finished that today, March 7th. I was planning to film this video on 5th, but that didn't pan out. Yesterday, I genuinely just forgot. I came back home and I forgot. And the day just went away from me, and I could not do anything about it. So, this is, as the title says, if you have not read the title, how are you existing on YouTube? So, today we are doing my TBR for March. I made a semi permanent TBR for January in my head, and I read all the books that were on my TBR. I did not make one for February, and that was like scary. So yeah, I think it's better if we do the TBR route. I have a few books I have my eyes on that I want to read, that I want to prioritize. I do want to leave certain things up to chance. So here I have 6 shelves. So what I'm going to do is, because I do not want to burden myself with this randomized TBR, and there are quite a few chunky books here. I am going to pick numbers between 1 to 50 at random, and then I'm going to count. And if it lands on a series, that I will read the first book of the series or wherever I am in the series. If it lands on a standalone, then it lands on a standalone. I will read that. The only reason why I think I can't use a random number generator is because I have a single device in my possession that I can use to do random number generator, and it is the device I film on. So if it lands on something that I do not want to read right now, I will have the power to veto. I can only use veto once, and that will be it. So 1 to 50 3 times, and then I will have to count on each shelf, which will be the whatever book, and I will be reading those three. I will try to read those three. This is a very suggestive TBR video. Okay, this is not, I am not putting myself under any pressure to do anything that I do not want to do. I finished Gentlemen from Peru today while I was at work, and I started the unmasking of June Farrow. Unmaking or the unmasking of June Farrow while I was at work. Granted, I've only read like 10 minutes into it, but still I have read it. I am also in between the Divine Comedy. I am also listening to the audiobook of Carvel. So, there are a few things that are on the horizon for me. Yeah, I'm only going to do this thrice. And then I will have an arbitrary books I want to prioritize that have been on my TBR for who knows how long. And this is how we get to it. Because I have a lot of physical books, and I have not exactly prioritized reading my physical collection all that much, which I think is a bit unfair to the collection that I do have. Because I would never read series until they were complete. And once the series was complete, I would just be like, oh, it will be a commitment. It will be a long commitment. How can I commit myself to it? I'm doing the same thing, like, each and every single time. Okay, so my three numbers will be 16, 33, and 22. Now, if you follow F1, you know these numbers are not exactly random. But again, I do not know where these, like, which books coincide with each of these numbers. Whichever the number lands on will be the book I will have to read. 16th number is of my favorite driver, Charles Leclerc. 33 is the number that was previously used by Max Verstappen before he became a world champion and before he got the number one. I'm using 22 for two of my favorite drivers, which is a bit of an odd thing to say because in F1, you can only have a single driver with a single number. I wanted to use 64, but like it was out of the realm of 50. So, these are arbitrary rules that are very arbitrary that I've created myself. So I forgot that I wanted to use 64. Anyway, so 22 for Aurelia and Yuki. And yeah, that will be it. This has been an unnecessarily long introduction. Okay, so these two are my first shelves. This will be where the 16th book will come from. These two are my second shelf. This is where my 33rd book will come from. And the last two shelves are my last two shelves. This will be where the 22nd book will come from. So 16th book from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Our first book is House Moving Castle. Now, the 16th number, it landed on the second book in the series. Now, I can't read the second book in the series if I have not read the first one. So, our first book will be House Moving Castle. Yay! If tomorrow I wake up and I have a million followers, subscribers on here, I still won't know how to center this. So, 33rd book from here, I will be counting those one as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Ah! Ah! I guess I'm reading all the series in this series. Now, from these shelves, these two, I already have two that I want to read. I think I'm just gonna take them out because then otherwise that would be cheating. And clearly, we are not here for cheating. Okay, so 22, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I can't do this. I can't read all series. I'm vetoing this. I genuinely can't do this to myself. I'm vetoing this. This is my first veto, and I'm using it on my last. I'll start from here, and then we'll go. Okay, that's not going to happen. I'm gonna start from the bottom shelf and count to 22 and see which one it lands on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I've read this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I have read this one too. What do I do? No, do I start from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. Actually, that's a great selection considering that it's Women's Day tomorrow. This is a great selection. Okay, so the first book, the 16th book on my shelf was Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. If you are in book sphere, I don't think this book needs any introduction whatsoever, but it's about Howl, it's about Sophie, it's about how they meet, it's about how they interact, it's about a curse that takes place, and I am excited to read it. This was a birthday gift, I think. I don't remember. I gifted this book to myself, and this has been on my shelf since September or August of last year. And I wanted to read this series so badly. So I am glad that I chose 16th and it landed on the second book of this series specifically. And so I'm excited to read this. The second book for my March TBR and the 33rd book for of my shelves was A Coat of Thorns and Roses by Zara J. Maas. I don't think this book needs any introduction at all. It is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. That is all I know. That is all I've heard. No, I've not read it up until yet. I've read Sarah J. Maas's other book. I've read the Crescent City series, the first two books of that. The third book, everybody said they were extremely disappointed by, so I never picked it up. Again, I've never read this, but I'm also extremely intrigued to see why this book has everybody excited to read. So, yeah, I want to make my own judgment of it. So, you will be put to test why you are so popular. Why does everybody like you? I want to know too. The third book, the one that gave me the biggest headache, and the 22nd book of my last two shelves was The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee, Divya Kurni. All I know about this book is that it is a retelling of one of the great Indian mythologies, and that is all I want to know. I've not read the text it is based off on, so I just want to go in blind and see what I think feel of it. And this book is based on Mahabharata. This is supposed to be a feminist take of Mahabharata. So yeah. I'm excited for this. This too has been on my shelves for who knows how long. I think I got this as a birthday present in like 2022 or 2020 even. I don't remember. It's been so long, I don't remember. Now, these three books were chosen for me. The two that I really want to get my hands on this month, these will be prioritized over everything else because I have been eyeing these two books for so long. In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, it's a memoir, it's a story of abuse, it's a story that uses a new narrative technique every single chapter. So you have chapters such as Dream House as a lesson in subjunctive, or Dream House as rapture, or Dream House as a creative feature, or Dream House as man versus nature. So you have all these different techniques that Machado uses for every single chapter, and it is an exploration of abuse while she tries to make sense of what exactly happened and how exactly this relationship transpired between herself and her partner at the time. The last book on my TBR is My Pen is the Wing of a Bird, and this is a short story collection. These stories were written by 12 Afghan women, and they have been compiled into an anthology, and I really want to get to it because again, this has been on my shelf for so long, and I keep on looking at this book and thinking that, oh, okay, one day I will read you, but that day just never comes. So I'm forcing myself into reading this, and I'm just realizing how relevant all of my TPR for the month is for tomorrow's day. So, yeah, I am really excited. The fact that all of this happened, I swear I did not plan this. Like, I planned reading this, I planned reading in the dream house, but the rest three, they were all based on chance. So, so I'm glad that this happened. I'm glad that this TBR is taking place. There are other few books that I want to prioritize this month, but I also know that it's not going to be feasible to want to read them actively. I want to read Hellbent by Lee Bardugo. I want to read The Familiar. I want to read the Fragile Threads of Power. I want to read Intermezzo. I still have not read Intermezzo. I've started reading the Unmaking or Unmasking of June Farrow. I think it's Unmaking of June Farrow. So I keep my eye on so many things, but then I never read anything, which I think is my downfall. That try to do too much and then I end up doing nothing. So these five books and the Unmaking of June Farrow will be my TBR for the rest of March. If I finish all these and if I still have time, I will read all these other books that I just mentioned. Yay! Bye bye. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to take the thumb. When I previously had the channel, I would just like reveal everything I was planning on reading in the thumbnail.